Hello, YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Today is Monday, April 30th, 2018. The time is approximately 10 p.m. and 1 minute, or if you prefer, 10:01 p.m. Tonight is very powerful, very magically powerful. It is the night after the full moon in Scorpio, and it is also the night before Beltane, one of the fire festivals of the art and craft of the wise. It is the pagan beginning of summer, and it is also about fertility. Or, as one of my favorite pagans once said to me, "Pole in the hole! Pole in the hole!" You get it. Fertility. Need I say more? So, I wanted to talk a little bit about my upcoming Divine Prosperity Simulcast Event. At this point, there are 9 registered participants, and now 2, not only 1, but 2 of the registered participants, 2 of the 9, stand for the miracle that there will be 10, a minimum of 10 registered participants. So I am even more excited about this upcoming Divine Prosperity Simulcast Event. I am excited that it's taking place on a new moon, specifically a new moon in Taurus, which in Western astrology is the sign of money and possessions. So it's perfect for increasing one's prosperity consciousness. And in magical traditions, Tuesday is the day of Mars. And I've always felt that a Tuesday, a Tears Day, a day of Mars, is a great day for really making a powerful decision and for taking powerful and decisive action. So for those of you who are ready to make powerful strides in creating, manifesting, and maintaining permanent financial prosperity, this is a great thing to do for you, for yourselves rather. I wanted to talk a little bit more about what is going to be happening. So it's a combination group in-person class and live online streaming event. It is taking place in a physical location. That physical location is in the Midtown Manhattan section of Manhattan, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. And it is taking place from an official start time to an official completion time. And it's taking place there. That's the physical location, but it is a live online streaming event. So anyone can participate in it if they want to participate in it. I know that for some people who live in other countries, the timing is not conducive. And I know that one of the registered participants is actually not going to be able to participate online because of a prior engagement. But she will have the opportunity to watch the video at her leisure. So those of you who are wondering if you won't get as much out of it, I actually think you will. And I'll tell you why. Recently, I had the opportunity to participate in a Kuan Yin altar blessing, and it was produced by Mother House of the Goddess. And there was a specific calendar date for the event and a specific start and end time. It was half an hour long. I participated in the live online streaming of the blessing, of the invocation, of the prayer. And somebody who's also registered for this, my upcoming Divine Prosperity Simulcast event, she was unable to participate in the live online stream, but she participated in the event after it was recorded and archived, and it was no less powerful for her. So if you're wondering if this won't be as powerful for you, I think it'll be just as powerful for you. It may not be in a group setting, but the energy will still be there. And of course, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the participants are going to receive. So first of all, I am what I love to call an avatar of alliteration. So I love alliteration, which is why all the participants are going to receive what I call Goddess Grace Gratitude gifts. And I'm doing it a little bit different this time. So what I decided to do was ask all the participants what their birthdays are, month and day only. That way, I'm going to look at what their sun signs recommend as far as sacred tools for creating, attracting, manifesting, and maintaining divine financial supply. I have never done that before, and I'm very excited about that. So that's one thing. And then, of course, the holy handouts, which are not flyers, but documents that I create specifically for that event. I've been divinely guided not to transcribe something that I almost always transcribe every time I lead a group prosperity class. I'm being divinely guided to transcribe something else. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll find out soon enough. And then, of course, the participants who are participating in person, they're going to receive their Goddess Grace Gratitude gifts and their holy handouts in a bag for them. And the ones who are participating online, they're going to receive it via regular mail. So it's funny because I remember commenting recently that every once in a while when I go to my local post office, I will see somebody bring a group of, like a bunch of packages to be mailed. And I might be one of those customers soon. So I'm looking forward to that. I got to make sure that I get everything, done correctly. The packaging, the address, all that other stuff. So, and then I'm going to send each of the participants a thank you email. And then in the thank you email, I'm going to pull a card for them from Angels of Abundance Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue. Now, let me reassure you, I am well aware of the fact that Doreen Virtue decided to become a born-again Christian. She has renounced tarot. She has renounced mediumship. She acts as if it was a phase for her. And unfortunately, she is experiencing a lot of increased legal problems because of, well, all the things that she's trying to do and failing miserably because she's not honoring any level of integrity. I get that. I totally understand that. And I really felt that I was jumping the gun boycotting all of her products because all of her products have served me well. They've served my clients and students very well. On a personal note, I waited a long ass time for this Oracle card deck to be published. And I knew instinctively it would be perfect to use with the participants of my group prosperity classes and with the individuals who avail themselves of private prosperity classes with me. And that's something that I've been divinely guided to do. I've been led to do it intuitively, and I feel comfortable doing it. And the fact of the matter is that there are people that have created things, metaphysical, magical, and mystical, and they weren't the nicest people, but I feel that if I can have it work for me and work for my clients and students and friends, so be it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I am okay with using this Oracle card deck. I feel very comfortable with it. It's a beautiful Oracle card deck. It has certainly enhanced my prosperity consciousness. And there really aren't a lot of card decks out there that are designed to enhance one's prosperity consciousness as well as decrease and diminish their poverty consciousness. So as somebody who often refers to himself as Mr. Prosperity, I'm really looking forward to working with this deck again. And of course, I am looking forward to the exercises that I'm going to be doing with the class during the class. It's been a while. Oh, the kettle is boiling. I will need to pause and then come back to this video. Hello again, YouTube. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I also, now that I'm going to resume leading group metaphysical classes again, I'm going to start doing something that I had not done in a very, very long time. So, several years ago, when I used to lead divine prosperity events on a regular basis, I would send this series of emails, and it was called Prosperous Minds Lead to Prosperous Lives. And it was so funny because I remember when I first sent it out, a lot of the regular participants of my group prosperity classes knew instinctively it was not going to be a one-time email. In fact, I remember 3 or 4 of them in particular said, "So when are you sending part 2?" And I looked at them and I was like, "How did you know about part 2? I only just found out about part 2 this morning." And it became an ongoing series of emails. The gist of it was, because, I'm going to segue a little bit. One thing that I have found out, hold on. So could you start the timer again? Because I want to make sure that I don't go over 20 minutes. Thank you very much, my awesome audiovisual person. So I found out that when I kept sending emails to somebody who wasn't replying to my emails, who wasn't responding to them, who wasn't availing themselves of my psychic services, it became a drain on me energetically. And I would periodically go through my email inbox, my email address book, and I would periodically delete email addresses because, if I'm not going to hear from somebody, and if somebody isn't going to avail themselves of my psychic services, then why am I going to continue emailing them? It just doesn't make any sense. And I remember several years ago, I had appeared on an internet radio show, and I was contacted by someone who loved my appearance on that show and wanted to be added to my email distribution list. Now, the fact that she lives in California didn't bother me, and it didn't cause me to be concerned, because I've met people who were born in one state, and throughout the course of their lives, they've lived in 2 other states, 3 other states, 7 other states. So the fact that this person lived in California, and probably still does, didn't bother me. It didn't upset me. It wasn't like, well, this person will never have a reading with me, because there's the phone, there's email, there's the internet. But after 6 months, I thought to myself, I'm surprised that she hasn't referred a client to me. She hasn't had a reading with me. She hasn't availed herself of any of my psychic services. Fine. So I figured, let me give it another 3 months, see what happens. So after 3 months, still nothing. So a total of 9 months. And then I thought, I'm going to give her 1 more month. So 10 months after she initially contacted me, I removed her, I deleted her email address. And I never heard from her until, actually I never heard from her, period. I think she emailed me once after the first time that I had included her in my email distribution emails. And that was it. And she certainly did not email me that year, what was left of it, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that. And I figure, okay. So it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. There are a lot of things that bother me, but that's not one of them. And it really was something that I've been reminded about how important it is. I'm being reminded, especially during this waning moon phase, how important it is to go through my email address book, go through my smartphone, and delete the contacts that I don't have any more contact with. And I need to do that. I need to do that often. And there are some people that, I'm keeping because I want to block them. And, I just may be like, nah, whatever. We'll see. But in the meantime, I really feel like now that I'm going to start leading group metaphysical classes again, I'm going to resume that series of emails. So my policy is going to remain the same. The people who have either participated in one of my group metaphysical classes, whether in person or online, or have availed themselves of a private prosperity class with me, I will keep them on that specific email distribution list to receive a Prosperous Minds Leads to Prosperous Lives email for up to a year after participation. And then if a year goes by and they don't participate again or have a private class with me, then I'll remove them from that email distribution list. It makes my life simpler, it makes my life easier, and it makes my life a lot less stressful. And that is something that I'm going to do for the participants. They don't know that yet. Well, some of you do, but I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed that series of emails, and I enjoyed following my divine guidance when it came to talking about all those things that I talked about. In the meantime, if any of you have any questions about the contents of this video, please submit them in the comments. And earlier today, interestingly enough, somebody asked me if it would be too late to register 3 days before the event. And I said, no, not at all. You know, you'll have to catch up on the preparations, but you know, you can if it's most convenient for you to register 3 days before, then do that. I do not feel led to limit the number of participants. It seems counterproductive to a prosperity class. You know, it's so if I feel like I have too many participants, I'll let the divine let me know that. I won't say, well, it's too many and I'm reaching a max. No, I'll let the goddess decide what's too many. When she tells me it's too many, then I'll respond accordingly. And of course, if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, and no, there is no fan going on right now, then I invite you to do so. Make sure that you click or tap the bell to make sure that you receive the notifications letting you know that I have uploaded a new video. And with that being said, I wish you a wonderful evening, and may the magic sandwiched in between yesterday's full moon in Scorpio and tomorrow's Beltane Fire Festival bring you much creativity, fertility, prosperity, and joy.